All right. Now let's start with your new business and everything like that. It was new business, but like the backfit when you started backfit, Just
Okay.
talk about that.
So I got out of school in 2001, did my preceptor residency, and then Yas got out 6 months before me. We both came back, worked for different people. I worked for a big corporation company that had a bunch of clinics all over Phoenix. And then Yas and my mom had started the Ray and Dobson location. And then I think 8 or 9 months afterwards, I decided to leave that job and then join them. And then we just, that was our first location. They've been in business for less than a year or so.
I think I was your first patient too.
Oh,
Or that.
yeah. All of our family.
I was the first patient.
Yeah, right around the corner, Ray and Dobson, and 1,200 square feet.
Yeah, they.
That was 25 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. So
I said new business. You look at new
I'm
business.
like, new business. I'm like, wait a minute.
No, after Silverado.
Oh my God. So yeah, 25 years of that and practiced for 12 years or so. And then I stepped out of practice in 2014. And so the last 12 years, I've been on the management side, operations, and yeah, it's been it's hard, but it's been good, So, and we're continuing to grow right now. So it's a grind, but it's fun. She doesn't. I mean, we're at different levels. Like I think sometimes I feel like she'd rather just have that one location.
Was that?
Yes, on Ray and Dobson, but I knew I always wanted to scale.
You and your mom are that way,
Yeah, I wanted to scale.
Like big.
Yeah. Because I just had bigger visions, and it's been good. I mean, I'm not saying that she didn't want that, but it wasn't like a priority for her, So yeah, so 25 years in February, and all over Phoenix and Tucson and Colorado now. And it's crazy.
After because Silverado, Mina was a big part of that
Yeah.
too. So yeah.
Yeah, she was working in banking first, and then
Yeah.
we had her come and work the front desk, and then she went from front desk to managing our billing, and then our billing department had a bunch of other clients outside of backfit, so she managed the whole billing department, and then we passed that along to somebody else, and then she went into financials for us, our CFO, for probably like 12 years. Yeah. So we couldn't get her to stop working, Even when she wasn't well, she was just, it was an identity for her. Yeah. Yeah, she was otherwise healthy, but she needed to go there. And we have her picture up in our corporate office, and people always ask, hey, who is that? Like when people come visit, has her name at the bottom, but I see her every day. So I saw her every day at work, and I still see her every day, which is great. So, but it's definitely a conversation piece. I have a new executive assistant, and she asked me that, and she goes, "Is that your mom?" I said, "Yeah." She goes, "Did she used to work here?" I was like, "Oh yeah, she used to run this place." So it was good. We had fun. We had a lot of fun. So
Your business still kept it the same.
Yeah.
And the way you treat your people with like family too.
100%.
Yeah.
That's all they know.
Yeah.
And it's funny because you would think that everybody would want that, but for some people it's uncomfortable and they don't
Really?
like it. Yeah.
They want to be pushed.
Yeah.
And you don't want to be too.
It's
close.
just too weird to them, when we are, not that we're in everybody's business, but we try to get close to our employees in a professional way. I probably cross the line more with things I ask them and things I say. My HR, my RCO is like, you can't ask them now. I'm like, I'm pretty sure she's Mormon, or something like that. But no, everybody, really loves that, and we have many people that have been with our company for 15 plus years, 19 years, 20 years, 23 years, from the beginning. So, I always say we don't do everything right, but we're definitely doing some things right to keep people for that long length of time. So, and that does give new people some comfort when they know they're joining an organization that has people that have been there for over a decade. Yeah. Even over a decade is a long time.
These days.
Yeah. So yeah, that's what we've been doing, and we'll see where this next 5 years takes us.
So what is your vision for that business? Because
So
you work so hard, you know.
Mhm.
So sometimes you say, oh, Radi has to take it easy, you know, enjoy your family more,
Yeah.
or something like that. But you're always 100% you're working all the
yeah,
time.
I've been identified as a high functioning cortisol person. So our vision is for the next 3 to 5 years to continue to grow, whether that's expansion or just growing revenue here, and then we want to sell it, and then we want to be done. So my goal is, 3 to 5 years,
Yeah.
really fine tune things. I mean, to be honest with you, like after COVID, if we would have sold before COVID, that would have been amazing. But I think that's the sentiment of billions of businesses.
Yeah.
Because after COVID, I think the last 6 years, it's been 6 years, right, since COVID. The last 6 years, I've probably worked more than I did the previous 19 years.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because it was just a different
Trying
grind.
to keep it together.
Yeah, because you're like, oh my gosh, we're busy, but we're not getting paid.
And the insurance company.
We're not paying. They're not paying us. They're not paying us. We're busy. We can only see so many people, but we're not getting paid. So how do you? Well, if you're not getting paid, or you're not hitting your overhead or whatever, there's only two things to do:
Yeah.
reduce your overhead, increase your productivity. And so we had to make some pivots. We had to have some layoffs. We have to do all kinds of stuff. I mean, knock on wood, we never closed the location, but that wasn't off the table. There's many times where like
You have to do what you have to do. Sometimes.
happens in every business.
Yeah.
No big deal. We're not above that. But for me, it's like not about closing a location. It's about losing a team member, losing a person that relies on us. Because I think about, we're not a Fortune 500 company, but we employ a lot of people, and we put food on a lot of tables, right? And if I had to do that, then I would be like, man, I'm sure everybody would be able to get another job, but is it going to be the same, type of thing. So that drives us. But no, I think the goal is that 3 to 5 years is continue to grow, solidify, fine-tune our systems, become more efficient, use AI in our day-to-day, so that it becomes attractive to a buyer and go, wow, this is amazing, So that's our goal right now. So that's the game plan. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's good.
I'll go back to Fountain Valley.
No, you already bought a house over there. I wanted to see that house so bad when I went to see Mino the last time. We were going to do that the day before she got, pneumonia. I said, no, we're going to go there. I had it all planned out.
Yeah, actually, I talked to my tenant of that house today. She called me about something. I'm like, Rachel, what's the weather like? She goes, do you want to see her FaceTime? I go, I really don't. She FaceTimes me. She's literally standing outside the balcony overlooking the ocean. I'm like, oh my gosh. But yeah, it's good. But backfits create a lot of opportunities, a lot of other side businesses, many side businesses, real estate opportunities. So it's provided a lot for us. But I don't look forward to Fridays. I like the weekends.
You don't want to spend time with your
No,
family?
not that. I have a very flexible schedule. I don't miss anything. I'm able to, when the kids were little, I didn't miss a game or recital or this or that, parent teacher. I went to every single, probably more than most dads would go to.
Yeah.
1 million, and I don't really brag about a lot of things, but that's for sure. But I know that if I am not looking forward to a Friday, then I'm still in the right position.
Yeah, you still
I
love
enjoy what I
you
do. I like the challenge. The people drive me crazy sometimes, but I like the challenge. I think when I start looking forward to Fridays, then I have to look at myself in the mirror and go, you know what? This is coming to an end.
Yeah.
But I don't.
Yeah.
And I don't dread Mondays.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So every day is like, because when you work for yourself, there's no weekday, weekend. You're
No,
7 days, If you're not actively working in it, your mind is thinking about something. You're like, oh, what about this? Or what about that? And I bounce ideas off of Yas, or I don't message my team on the weekends. Sometimes I do, but I enjoy it. I like what we do. I like how we help so many people, and I like solving problems. What would I do otherwise? Like, I don't know what I would do. I'd have to do something.
It's funny, like watching Chef Ramsay. about it, I said, "Oh, Radi." It's just like you know, like his life and personal life and things that he does. He's just like you know, moving on, doing businesses.
Sometimes too much.
Yeah.
For sure.
So, what about the girls? What do you see? You know, what do you hope for them? Stay out of trouble.
Yeah.
That was
No, I mean, I think right now, like, Mel's 19, gonna be a sophomore in college. Naraya's 16, gonna be a junior in high school. They're at different parts of their lives
Oh yeah, completely.
in so many ways. Even you think they're both girls and they have some of the same interests, they're so similar but polar opposites in where they're at their life. I think Melania's on the right path. I think she's very passionate about the career path she wants to be on, as a nurse, and then becoming a nurse anesthetist. And you know, she'll sometimes bring up certain things. She's like, "This is so hard," whether it has to do with the class or a concept. I'm like, "Mel, if it was easy, everybody would do it." So I go, "If you're choosing this path, just know it's not easy. It's not easy. But most of the things that are worth doing are the ones that are not easy. You know." So I hope that her work ethic continues to mature. There was definitely some improvement this year from high school, which you would expect, you know. And I think next year she'll have even more. But yeah, you know, she has a long way to go. But I think that the more she immerses herself into that profession and rubbing elbows with other people that want to do that, and or, you know, we employ those types of employees, nurse anesthetists. When she goes in shadows, she comes back so excited about what she saw, and
yeah, that's good.
you know, just immersion. And I think as long as she's surrounding herself with like-minded people, doesn't mean she can't have fun. She's at ASU, she's in a sorority, like she checks all those boxes of social. You should still have all that because you want to be balanced. You don't want to just be all study.
That's right.
But I tell her, I go, enjoy all that stuff, but just keep your eye on the prize. Keep your eye on, how do you want your life to be? Who do you want to spend your life with? Be very selective and intentional in your relationships. It's easy to be in any relationship. The other day we were talking about intentional relationships with friends and boyfriends or whatever, you know? And keeping your circle kind of small and tight versus just, you know, not loyal and all over the place. But she's getting there. She'll get it. It was a big maturing year for her. And then for Naraya, I don't know. She doesn't know what she wants to do yet, but she's gonna lead some way somehow. That's just her innate ability to lead.
Okay.
I don't know what career, I don't know what path.
Everything changes these days.
Everything's gonna change, but she's gonna be extremely successful in what she does because I can just see the fire like in her, you know, to do whatever it is. She doesn't know yet. I mean, most kids who are sophomores in high school don't know what they're gonna do, but I think she just needs to mature with relationships and just all that stuff, relationships and learning more about herself. But they're both going to be super successful because, you know, they want to live a certain way, and I think they've seen their family grind just like I saw you guys grind and grow. I hope they're seeing that. I hope they don't just feel like they can just show up and win a trophy. You know what I mean? You want them to see the grind, and I don't bring a lot of stuff home, but I do bring certain scenarios home so they can understand it. Because even if they don't understand it, at some point in their life, they're going to recall that conversation and go, "Oh, I remember."
Yeah.
You hope so. You hope so.
No, you will.
Yeah,
Because
I
I
hope so.
remember things from my dad.
Yeah.
Years and years.
Yeah. So, yeah, and obviously more importantly, it's just good health, and I want them to grow closer together. They're close, but they're not as close as you would want them to be. It's going to happen. You know, it's going to happen.
Get older,
Yeah. When it comes,
closer,
you know, when it comes down to it, they will.
Yeah.
And I hope that they, you know, rely on each other and grow with each other. I hope they live close to each other. But at the same time, I want them to live their own lives too, and you know, develop. you know. So
One thing you got lucky with your partner, Claudia. Partner of mine.
very lucky.
I love Claudia. She's just she's so patient, you know, with all the issues and everything. So, yeah.
100%. Yeah. No, I know it's
I don't know how she feels about you because I'm gonna have an interview with her too.
all right. Well, I'm gonna train her before she goes. I'm gonna have an earpiece in her ear, and then if she says something inappropriate, I'm gonna just zap her. I'm gonna shock her. No, I mean, it's weird how you meet people. You go through like, you know, high school and then college and graduate school, and you're trying to date and trying to find that one, and it's truly when you're not expecting it, and you're like, what in the world? Like, what are the chances of this? You know, and you meet somebody from another world who doesn't even speak your language, and you're like, this is gonna work, when all the odds were against you. You know what I mean? And I think that's, you know, I talk about it with the girls all the time. I say, if you're so immersed, if you're so consumed with finding the wrong person, the right person's gonna walk right in front of you. You're not gonna see it.
Exactly. Yeah.
You're not gonna see it.
Exactly.
I mean, literally, you won't. They will physically, literally walk in front of you, and you're not gonna see it because you're gonna be so immersed about why you have such a bad relationship with this wrong person. And I'm sure I was told the same thing, but at that age, you don't see it. It will eventually become evident to them. But so you know, when I met my wife, I wasn't looking for that. I just was focused on. I just got out of school. I'm going to focus on my career, and then out of nowhere, you know what I mean? Like, what? It was pretty much right when we started our business. It was 2002 when we met, maybe a year later. So yeah, I mean, I've had friends that have struggled in their relationships, their marriages. I've had many people get divorces and separations and break up a family and all that stuff, and it's sucks to see that. But I think people deserve to be happy. Yeah. I'm not against divorce. If two people just can't live with each other anymore and they fall out of love, that's okay. Like, you deserve to be happy.
You better be miserable for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
You know?
But I couldn't ask for a better partner and supporter, and yeah, I'm just super blessed to check that box. But it requires work. It's not an automatic.
All the time. People don't understand.
More than anything else, yeah.
All the time.
And you know,
doesn't matter.
No, and understanding that dynamic, and you know, she has to learn a lot about the phases that we've gone through with the kids. There's so many things that she never went through because they didn't have this or that. You know, whether it's a school dance or this or that. So I'm having to go, no, this is what we do here. You know, this is what homecoming is. You know, this is what it is. And the kids will come to me more with that stuff, but I also want to make sure that let's tell mom about that. I want her to know about it too, you know, because they know it's natural for them to just come to me with certain things because they know I've gone through it. But you know, and the mother-daughter dynamic is challenging, you know. And I saw it with my sister and my mom, you know,
of course,
at work and at home, you know, they were like at each other's necks.
Yeah, I'll see you next.
Yeah, seriously. But I think overall it's good. But I mean, it has its challenges. Claudia struggles with them sometimes, but I just, my thing is just, you have to pick your battles, and you have to let things kind of just transpire on their own. You can't control every scenario. Some scenarios you have to just let them kind of spin off and kind of see where they go. You can't try to control everything and be there because they're not going to learn. You want them to fail. And you want to be right over them, to grab their hand and go, you know what? It's okay. You want them to fail, but you want them to fail forward.
Failing is good. It's
That's
good for you. You fail in business.
Yes.
What's happened to us?
Yes.
So failing is really good because you learn from it.
Yeah.
If you win all the time, you're going to make a
not
lot of mistakes.
Nobody wins all the time.
Yeah.
They're full of shit. Nobody wins all the time.
If they do that, they haven't done it.
No.
They haven't done anything that's worth.
No, exactly. What they've accomplished is very limited.
Yeah.
But
you have to fail.
That's so that's one thing that Claudia and I, you know, parenting is difficult to begin with, being on the same page, and we're very different with our parenting styles. I know that these two humans that we brought into this world are completely two different people, and I manage people, right? So I've it's a muscle I've worked on for 25 years, where Claudia hasn't had that blessing, you know, but she has other obviously amazing traits. But so I know with like my team and certain people, when you have to kind of flex things and when you can have to just kind of just take a step back, let it work itself out, or take a different approach. I mean, I had this conversation last night with a few of my managers at a dinner, but so I tell Claudia all the time, these two human beings require different levels of management. It doesn't mean we favor one over the other. One gets a break. It's not that. It's just they're different people and they require different methods of communication, timing of communication, and just discipline. It is what it is. They're different, you know, and sometimes it may appear like we're harder on one versus the other, but you have to know how and when to push certain buttons. It's tricky because with girls, we're freaking hormonal teenagers.
Yeah, you know.
That shit changes daily.
No, I don't know.
Oh my God, it changes daily. That playbook, every month it changes.
Yeah, but boys are a lot easier.
So that's the challenge with them. But, you know, obviously the girls just good health, good people, honest people, help people. And that's a big thing that we do a lot too.
Great accomplishment.
Yeah, we're very philanthropic in our organization and our company, and our kids see that, and I hope, you know, and I don't have time to volunteer all the time, but I do it. I am involved, and I want them to see that there's things that we do not to just capitalize on, but just to go help other people. And we've taken the kids to stuff like that, and they see, you know, what it's like to go feed people in a homeless shelter, or they see what it's like to donate gifts to kids just around here. You think that this is like, you know, here in our own backyard, we're walking into homes, you know, the day before Christmas, and we're giving gifts to these families. I want the kids to see that you've been blessed to live a certain way, but not everybody lives that way. And when you have time, nobody has time to volunteer. You make time to volunteer. Everybody has it. You just have to make the time to volunteer, to give. And I don't like just giving a check. I want people to roll up their sleeves and go give your time. Your time is bigger than a check, you know. So, but so I want them to be philanthropic. I want them to give back. I want them to make time to donate their time or their resource, whatever they end up doing, you know. So that's what I hope for them.
That's good.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah. What are you eating?
Thank you.
You can't have food brewing.
Yeah.
He's got food brewing here. All I smell is
it's just parmesan sabzi,
God.
salad shirazi, and things like that. I don't do it for everybody.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
No, I'll do it for anything you want. I'll do it for you.
But I'm the first one.